Alright guys, hands up for those of you who had an awesome childhood. Now keep those hands up if you had a childhood with Land Before Time in it and you recognize this fellow. That's right, we're going to be doing Littlefoot from the Land Before Time today, and I can't wait to get started. See you inside! Once again, we're going to kick this off with making the armature, except we're not. Haha! We're just going to cut straight to the chase. So we'll crack open the ultralight super sculpey here. We just want to beef out the armature just to save the clay. Grab your Sculpey Bacon Bond. This will make life a little bit easier when you're touching your ultralight. Now the main thing we're going to focus on is the legs, since they're so super skinny, and Littlefoot is pretty chunky. Once you've got the bacon bond done, you can start applying your clay. I don't want to make them too thick because we'll be adding more clay later and more muscles, and I have a bad habit of making things too chunky if I add too much. When you're happy with what you've done and you've patted him out enough, you can just pop him in the oven, 180 degrees Celsius or 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Once he's all cooked and he's happy, ready to go, I've got a mix of translucent clay here with a tiny bit of brown mixed in, and I've also added a little bit of granite just to give it that sort of skin freckly detail. We can start applying it to our armature. So once again, bacon bond, and you can start sticking the clay on. So first off, I'll do a quick layer of the clay so that the armature is covered, and then I'll come in and start adding the muscles and the chunky bits and the chubby rolls. You don't have to worry about being too perfect in this phase because we'll be coming over it later and resculpting and smoothing it out. Now, I absolutely loved watching The Land Before Time when I was little. Gosh, it was like a big part of my childhood and probably one of the main reasons why I'm so dino obsessed now. Okay, once you're happy with the padding out of the body, you can start working on the head. So I've just rolled out a ball of clay here, and I'm doing the same as what I did to the body. I'm just adding extra balls of clay to sort of give it the general shape before I come in a little bit later and start sculpting in the extra details. Got some gorgeous hides here that I've bought off Etsy. For this Littlefoot, I was going to go with sort of like a semi-realistic kind of style and step away from the cartoon sort of shape and style from the original cartoons. So he's still kind of cartoonish, but he'll have a little bit more realistic shading and the eyes and such. I think it gives it sort of a nice prismatic brush touch. And of course, if you're interested in giving your artwork your own prismatic brush touch, I do extra in-depth tutorials over on my Patreon. So you're welcome to check that out. There will be details down below in the description. Alright, I've decided to have Littlefoot with his mouth open because that always adds extra cute. So just come in with your tissue blade tool and cut open a slit for his mouth. I'll be adding a tongue and some teeth in later as well. Once you're happy with the general look of the face, you can come in and start cutting away the base of the head so that you can apply his head to the armature. And of course, come in again with some extra clay so that you can fill in the rest of the neck and attach the head securely. Okay, now it's time to start smoothing out all those lumps of clay and starting to add in the details for the wrinkles and that. Once he's all nice and smooth and you've added some wrinkles and things, don't forget to add his toenails. So I'm just going to press out some toenails here with a circle cutter. That way I can make sure that each nail is identical in size. Time for some more details in the skin work. Just going to do some wrinkles around the shoulders, the elbows, around the feet, the neck, and some little indentations along the back. This really brings the sculpture to life. I always find that adding just these few lines can make a world of difference. Okay, when you're happy with him, we can come in with my favorite, the pen pastels. So I'm going to start by shading the lighter areas first. I know you won't be able to see it so well now, but once the clay is baked, it'll stand out a little bit better. And now we're going to do the general tones on the rest of the body. I spent quite a bit of time doing this. I really wanted to get a really nice sort of realistic shade on him with a lovely variety of colours in the skin as well. This is what I love about pan pastels. You don't have to be afraid about building up the colours and creating different shades and tones. Make sure to give it a good dusting so that you get into all those little wrinkles that you painstakingly sliced out earlier. Now I know Littlefoot's got like his own little gang in the Land Before Time, so I've decided I'll be doing Littlefoot this week, and in the next couple of tutorials I'll be doing Sarah, Spike, Ducky and Petrie. Okay, now the most important part is the tree star. So we'll be cutting one of them out, and I think we're going to go with placing it on his back. You'll want to grab your tool, any tool will do, and just make like little leaf indentations along the edges to give it that realistic star leafy look effect. And once again, out with the pan pastels to add a little bit extra colour and shading, otherwise it would just look totally out of place. Okay, when you're happy with that, you can place it on your dinosaur. Alright fellas, one last bake in the oven. Okay, now that he's all baked and ready, we can add some final touches. So I'm just going to do his toenails here with some, well, it's like a bone white paint. And this is my favourite part. I'm going to use some UV resin here and these little water beads to add a really cool looking little wet effect on his tree star. Now you'll want to work fast here because that UV resin is quite runny. So get those little beads on and then hit it with your UV lamp as soon as you can. I've just got a nail UV lamp here that I purchased off eBay. It works really good for doing sculptures and little things. And when that's done, we're on to the final checkout. I hope you enjoyed watching today's tutorial on how to make this cutie little foot just here. And for those of you who don't already know, I make the littlest little foot, just like this little cutie here. And you can find lots more of these little dinosaurs over on my Instagram, details down below, or you can get awesome behind the scenes content and goodies and giveaways on my Patreon. And you can join all these wonderful people here who are already a part of the team. But if you just want to hang out on the tube right here, then make sure that you go and check out these really cool videos that I've already made. And if you want to see more content from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until next time, see you later.